Good morning, friends. Today we will be studying Module 4 Optical Amplifiers, the basic application and types of optical amplifiers. Optical amplifiers normally used in long distance communication are like line amplifiers, preamplifiers, power amplifiers, or booster and LAN booster amplifier. Inline optical amplifier. This is a block diagram of the inline optical amplifier, which consists of optical transmitter, optical line. Inline amplifier comes in between the optical receiver and the transmitter. In long distance fiber optical communication, attenuation will be high due to distance. That is, fiber absorbs the light energy and attenuates. Due to this, the signal may not be sufficient to recover at the receiver. Due to the inline amplifier, we can increase the distance between transmitter and the receiver. Hence, the transmission loss is compensated by inline amplifier and repeaters required are also less because of the usage of inline amplifier. The figure I have shown of the inline amplifier, which is kept in the middle of the transmitter and receiver. Preamplifier. This is a figure of the preamplifier which comes just in front of the optical amplifier. Pre-amplifier normally used is in front of the optical receiver. At the end of transmission, optical fiber amplifier signal to noise ratio is poor. To increase the SNR, pre-amplifiers are normally used. Compared to photodiodes, heterodyne detector optical preamplifier gives high gain with high bandwidth. So this is a figure of the third type of application of the optical amplifier, that's a power amplifier, which comes just in front of the optical transmitter. And the fourth figure is of the LAN booster amplifier, which comes in front of the star coupler at the receiver end. Figure shows, as I have shown in the figure, power amplifier which is kept after the transmitter to boost the power. Hence, the distance between transmitter and receiver is increased, especially under C, that is optical communication between islands. Boosters are used. One can also use optical power amplifier in LAN before the star coupler. In LAN power amplifiers, just in front of the star coupler, we can make use of the LAN booster power amplifier. The next topic is on semiconductor optical amplifier. A semiconductor optical amplifier is essentially an ion GaAsP laser that is operating below its threshold point. Analogous to the construction of a laser diode, the gain peak of an semiconductor optical amplifier can be selected in any narrow wavelength band extending from 1000 to 80 nanometer wavelength in the O band to 1650 nanometer in the U band by varying the composition of the active ion GaAsP material. The semiconductor optical amplifier belong to the traveling wave TW amplifier category. How does the external pumping takes place in a semiconductor optical amplifier? The external current injection in the pumping method used to create population inversion needed for having a gain mechanism in SOAS. The carrier density N of T is the sum of injection, stimulated emission, and the spontaneous recombination rates and is given by dou of N of T, that is the sum of the injection by dou T with respect to time, is equal to Rp of T minus Rst of T minus N of T by tau R. This we take it as equation number 1. Rp of T is equal to J of T by Qd is the external pumping rate. Rp of T is the external pumping rate from the injection current density. J of T is the current density in the active layer of thickness d. Tau R is the combined time constant coming from the spontaneous emission and the carrier recombination mechanism. Rst of T is the average optical confinement factor of N minus Nt Nph is equal to GVG Nph. This is taken as equation number 3. While Rp of T, that is the external pumping rate J of T by Qd, is taken as equation number 2. The third equation Rst of T is equal to GVG Nph is the net stimulated emission rate, where Vg is the group velocity of incident light, is this symbol you can see here. This is the optical confinement factor. Nt is a threshold carrier density, A is the gain constant, Nph is the photon density, G is the overall gain per unit length. The active layer, where the photons are emitted of the optical amplifier, has a width W and a thickness D. Then for an optical signal of power Ps with photons of energy hv and group velocity vg, the photon density is given by Nph is equal to Ps by Vg hv Wd. In the steady state, dou n of t by dou t is equal to 0. So the equation 1 becomes Rp is equal to Rst plus n by tau R. This is taken as equation number 4. Now substituting for Rp, Rst, the second quantity, and getting the value of n, substituting in equation number 4, that is Rp is equal to Rst plus n by tau R. So this becomes average optical confinement factor into N minus Nt Nph is equal to GVG Nph. So these will be equated. So Nph will get cancelled. So optical confinement factor of N minus Nth is equal to G. Or you can say, you can rearrange the equation and say N is equal to G by optical confinement factor into A plus Nth. We know that Rp is equal to Rst plus n by tau R. So substituting for Rp, Rts and n, we get J of T by Qd is equal to GVG Nph plus n, that is G by optical confinement factor plus Nth by tau R. So J of T by Qd is equal to GVG Np plus G optical confinement factor tau R plus Nth tau R. J of T by Qd minus Nth by tau R is equal to G into Vg, just rearranging the equation, Nph plus 1 by the optical confinement factor into tau R. I have taken the Nth by tau R to the RHS to the LHS. So we get G is equal to, by rearranging the equation, J of T by QD minus NTH by tau R divided by BG NPH plus 1 over optical confinement factor into tau R. This can be written as G, that is the steady state gain per unit length, is given by now G naught by 1 plus NP by NPH sat, where NPH sat is nothing but 1 over optical confinement factor into tau R. G naught is J of t by QD minus NTH by tau R, where G naught is a medium gain per unit length in the absence of signal input. So, we have derived the equation for steady state gain per unit length of the semiconductor optical amplifier.